Welcome, travelling friends of Australia. We are Willem and Annika, and we hope you enjoy this episode of our podcast,
where we have a chat to other travellers and give them the opportunity to tell their stories and share the tips that they've learned along the way.
Hey friends, welcome to today's episode, and today we're talking to Amanda from Atherton's Wander Out Yonder. Hi Amanda, how's it going?
How are you going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
That's good. So, do you want to start off by just telling us who the Athertons are?
Okay, so my husband Jay and myself Amanda, and we have two children, Billy who is nearly 12 and Lila who's just 7.
Yeah.
And we're from Pinjarra, so rather close to where you guys were from.
Yeah.
And we've been on the road since the beginning of August.
Awesome. So, and traveling before then, did you go camping and stuff before that?
Yeah, so we've always been a camping family, just smaller trips. I used to run a family daycare, which didn't really allow for much time off work. And then when that shut down because of COVID-19, we decided to pack our bags and leave.
Yeah, well,
in the COVID,
yeah. It's kind of like a sign. Hey, we've heard a few stories where people just, COVID was just that decision, to do it, just to get out there and just enjoy life.
Yeah, well, so about 3 years ago, Jay had an idea for us to travel Australia. I wasn't really on board. The idea of us all in a caravan together 24/7 was not my idea of a luxurious holiday.
Yep.
But slowly over time, it grew on me. So now here we are traveling together 24/7. And yeah, it's going well.
It's going well. Yeah, I was just going to ask how, are you guys enjoying it? Looks like from your social media and stuff, it looks amazing. Obviously, we can't wait to get up north and see the rest of WA.
Yeah, well, with my social media, I kind of always try and keep it real. It's not all the glamour. So definitely there's moments where it's testing on us all. I struggled a lot last week at Goralia, very, very remote. And we had family come up to visit and then they left us. So I think that was hard saying goodbye again. So we are quite big family people. So being away from our family, especially during the hard times of COVID, is probably hard for me.
Yeah, that will probably be something for me as well. I'm close to my family. So it has been crossing my mind if we do start our lap that, I'm going to be not seeing my family for a while. So yeah, I can feel for you.
Yeah.
So tell us about your setup. Have you guys?
Okay, so we have, we actually were planning on traveling Australia, just not this soon. And we looked for 2 years for a caravan. I'm actually very claustrophobic. So every caravan we looked at, I just did not feel comfortable. We didn't have a huge budget. We aimed to spend between 40 and 60,000 at the max, probably on the lower end as well, even of that. And after looking at all the caravans and me just not feeling happy, my husband started looking at sort of like the hybrid, the camper trailers that are a bit more like a caravan. So we ended up finding MDC Robson XTT, which is a dual fold camper trailer hard floor. So we have still got the leather couch, we've still got a TV, we have a shower and a toilet, and yeah, we have our queen bed and our double bed and an annex which turns into a full room, and it has the outdoor kitchen. So it still sort of feels like a caravan at times more than an older style camper trailer, but it's roomy.
Yeah, it's bigger.
So,
yeah, that's something similar we're looking at. The toilet and the shower inside with enough bedding, and then it's okay to have the kitchen outside, and and it's.
Yeah, well, we've had friends that have travelled before, and none of them really cooked inside anyway. They said that the caravan would end up smelling like meat and things like that. So I kind of find, this is sort of the best of both worlds. Admittedly, setting up the annex is not my favourite task. So that's the biggest question. Everyone says, are you sick of setting up the camper trailer yet? The camper trailer itself is easy, 5 minutes and we unfold it. The beds stay made when we pack it away, so there's not even bed making or anything to do. It's just the annex. But the newer models now come out with that Rawcon mod upgrade. So we've actually just purchased that online and having it sent to Karratha, where we'll change that next time, and hopefully that'll help with our annex setup.
That's awesome that you can actually have that on your model. So it's actually for the newer models, but they work on yours as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a universal sort of setup on most camper trailer annexes, even caravan annexes, I think. So yeah, we're just going to upgrade to that, and it should, because right now it's taking us a good half an hour to set up the annex, especially somehow we're jagging windy days on setup day. So yeah, it's always a mission, and then the kids are sick of holding poles for us. So hopefully it'll help.
How are the kids finding all the, traveling around now and stuff?
Yeah. Your kids are a bit older.
We have 2 children, and so it's they're very different in their personalities. So our eldest son, it's probably been hardest on him because he's a bit more like me. So we're not as carefree as my husband and my daughter. So my daughter is just loving life. This is the best thing that, could ever happen to her. She does what she wants when she wants. And obviously coming up to 12, they're quite close with their friends. So he's just having lots of video chats with his friends. So he's not feeling too left out. But they are loving it. So it was our biggest hope when we went away that we could spend a lot of time with our son, because coming up to teenagehood, he is starting to break away even from us. So it's been really nice just to watch the husband and son just fishing all day long. That's all they do. Just fish, fish, fish.
Nice.
And Lila's just happy to potter around and do her own thing, really. And it's easier on her being smaller. We found that the smaller children are easier to make friends with in parks and free camping and even at local skate parks and that sort of thing. Whereas the older children generally stick to their own friends and family that they already have.
Mm.
But she makes friends, and then he makes friends with her friends. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So obviously you guys are now full time. Are you going north and then around, or have you not really planned out a way you're going to go?
We were going to do the lap, obviously. I think that was our goal, obviously, originally. But now with COVID, maybe we'll go to the Northern Territory, but it's looking less and less so. In the beginning, we were watching Mark McGowan's updates sort of daily, but now we've sort of just forgotten about it and just doing our own thing in WA. And to be honest, I think it's the blessing that we kind of needed anyway, because I feel that if we were doing the lap, we wouldn't have enjoyed WA and appreciated it as much as we have. We're staying at places, whereas we planned to only stay 3-4 days in a place. Now we're happily staying 6, 7, 8 days and really enjoying each place for what it is and exploring everything, finding so many places that friends have previously travelled where we are and said, oh, I wish we knew that was there. And I think it's just because a lot of people doing LAP have had to sort of not hurry through places, but not being able to quite spend the time that we are. So I think it's been a blessing in disguise that we're able to stay here as long as we are.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. And WA is so big, and I think there is so many places, even like all of Australia, that people don't really see because they're, mostly going through the towns, staying in the caravan parks and trying to get around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good so this is our first caravan park. We've free camped for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So, we're definitely in heaven this week. Well, I am. Husband wants to be back out in the bush. But, I'm loving it this week.
What's been your favourite place so far?
Probably we stayed at Windabandi in the national park just below Exmouth, and Osprey Bay swimming with the turtles. That was my only sort of bucket list item for this trip.
I saw that. It was beautiful.
And it was unreal. It was just absolutely unreal. We had swum with them previously, but they were obviously not as used to people, and they would just sort of look at you and then skid off back to sea.
Yeah.
But the ones in Osprey Bay just come up to you and approach you and swim around you and,
wow.
just make it magical. Yeah, it's just unreal.
So was that just like in the wild, or was it like on a tour?
No, just, so we actually turned up at Osprey Bay, and it was actually not a good snorkeling day. The visibility was quite poor to the side where is the recommended spot to go. Yeah. So my husband and son still went out, and they came back and said, oh, we swam with turtles. And I just thought, I've missed my opportunity. And then we were to the right-hand side, which is not where everyone says to go, but it was nice shallows, and my daughter and I, and this is when we had family, so my sister-in-law were just mucking around in the water, taking photos and playing. And we just looked over and there was just turtles. So we ran down and just chucked our snorkeling gear on, and then from there on in, we swam with about 10 turtles. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was just magic.
That would be so good.
Kayaking the Yardie Creek Gorge, that was just breathtaking. It was also just a random find. Everyone sort of goes through the Yardie Creek crossing, takes photos at it and does the tour, but we decided to sup down it. And so I think even supping down it, obviously, because you're going slow, because children supping is slow. So we just seen all the rock wallabies and just got to, it was amazing. That's awesome. They've been the two highlights for me so far.
Yeah.
So that's the only bucket list you have. Any other places you'd want to go and see, or?
Not really. My husband was set on going to Fraser Island. Obviously we can't do that now. I was never really fussed. For me, it was never about bucket list item. It was just about spending time with the kids because, our son's starting high school next year, and I just know from then on in, he will grow up and fast. So it was just about family time. So my husband has like fish bucket lists of what he wants to catch. And he has tried spearfishing now and caught us dinner. So we're basically living off the fish he catches.
Wow.
And the occasional nights out. So we went to the pub in town last night, just try and support the local once in every town that we go to, which has been really nice. So
yeah. So you say your son is starting high school next year. You planning to come back to Pinjarra then, or have you sold your house, or are you renting it out, or what's happening with that?
So our house is rented out, and so he has to start high school. So we will come back in February for him to start high school.
Okay. Yeah. That's all right.
Have you got any advice for people that are thinking of traveling with kids a bit older, obviously, like your age kids? Lots
of the families do meet our younger children. People with Billy's age children are hesitant because of missing school. So we actually have had quite a bit of negative feedback sometimes that he's missing the most important year sort of thing because it was year 6. We don't feel that way. He is a very shy child, and the amount of things he has learned in life skills already on this trip, and it's only been just shy of 2 months, is huge. So the biggest advice is just follow what you feel is right and just go for it, because you can pay for a tutor next year. You just cannot get back these moments with them. And sort of don't bring too much. I brought them so many books, and now we're just donating them to op shops because there's libraries in every town. You just don't need as much as you think you need. And sort of in a travel wise, because our trip sort of came together so quickly, you just don't need the best of everything. So we were worried about the car we had. So we used to have a Land Cruiser, but when I was doing family daycare, it was too expensive on fuel. So we traded it in on a cheaper Pajero. It was never the car we planned to travel with, but it's been fine. You see lots of people getting into a lot of debt for their trips, which was something we really didn't want to do. And I have to say, it's fine. So if you don't have the biggest splashes caravan, the best 200 series Land Cruiser, don't worry, it's totally doable, and we are doing the most remote places and it is okay. So I think that's the biggest question we've had is, we can't afford the van, we can't afford the car, you just don't need it.
I think it's more of like a comfortability thing than needing it. It's more just people wanting to feel comfortable and luxurious when they're You
said something about having a lot of people being negative about you taking your son out of school and stuff. What did his friends say? What did is it friends that told you that? What did they say when you said, "Oh, we're leaving and we're going camping for doing a trip for 6 months or whatever"? What were their
Yeah.
reactions?
Well, so our closest friends obviously are supportive of us and very happy for us. It's more to the outer community. Our school, we're very lucky they were supportive, but the comments generally are like, he's going to miss graduation and he's going to fall behind. They're really preparing them for high school this year. He's going to miss orientation. Just comments like that. His friends are obviously very jealous. They ring us and where are you now? And we're hoping his best friend gets to come up to visit us when we hit Broome. Obviously travel and we'll just see everything with COVID, but we're hoping for that. Family, I think we're a little bit shocked. Obviously it's hard for us to go away for so long. Yeah, so there's definitely the mixed sort of emotions for everyone. But yeah, my daughter's friends, they're just all obviously 7 and they just think it's amazing and you're so lucky and that sort of thing. Yeah, a few of my son's friends are a bit upset because they are quite close now and we had to pull him out of soccer and that sort of thing. So I think some of them felt a little bit like we let the team down as well and that sort of thing. But yeah, you have to do what's right for you, I guess.
Yeah. Definitely. Do
Good.
you think about homeschooling at all, or are you doing a little bit of that?
No. So supposed to be. I did think about it, but so when we were in COVID lockdown, so I ran a family daycare and I thought I've totally got this teacher thing down pat. And during COVID, I realized I do not. My children do not learn well from me. Yeah, at all. So when we went on this trip, we just decided, a few people have told us what we're doing is called unschooling. So I'm just calling it, we're just living life. Yeah, I did think about it, and the school gave us all their textbooks and everything, and my daughter's teacher gave us a list of things we should do. We are trying to teach Lila her times table because I think that is important, and that's what they were teaching her as she was leaving school. So we want to upkeep those things.
Yeah.
Luckily, they both like to read, so they read.
Great.
And just, learning along the way, all the signs, Lila reads them. I don't know if you've seen on my Facebook, but she actually collected seashells, hot glued them to hair clips and went and sold them. So she happily counts her money every day.
Wow.
So she's got it down pat. She's fine.
Yeah.
And
she's learning the life skills that they need.
Little entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we all need to learn some skills from that kid. And yeah, if things obviously are not going well for them in school next year, we'll just get tutors.
Yeah. I think they have plenty of time to catch up. Honestly, I agree with you. And just actually, because it's not a whole year. Like, it sounds like you're not taking obviously a whole year. It's actually a few months because there's not many months left till school ends anyways at the end of the year. So they're not missing out on a lot, I don't think. And even at that age.
No. So because of COVID, they've actually only done 2 weeks of school this year. But yeah, it's fine. And that's what I think.
All the kids will be behind.
Exactly. And the people that have said, the odd negative comment, I say, well, we went to school with people that went to school every day and they still turned out no hopers. So, school's not the be all and end all of everything.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so true.
So true. You've kind of given like advice about what people should do when they're thinking about traveling, just go and do it. Where can our listeners find you guys on social media?
So Atherton's Wander at Yonder 2020 is our page, so on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
And yeah, I just like to share a bit of everything. So there's our highs and there's our lows on there. Mainly pictures of the kids because they're a bit cute, and of all the amazing places that we do see that I remember to take photos of.
Yeah, that's great. I like that you guys do that because I think a couple of years ago it was most people were trying to see the glitz and the glamour and everything. But these in these times that we're in at the moment, people like to see the rawness and the everything. It's not all about just the shiny things and the good things.
It's better value.
People want to connect better, and that's good value to share.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I used to follow a lot of the traveling family blogs, and when we started going away, I thought, wow, like, how do they look amazing? Like, I literally look like potato people. Like, I haven't showered in weeks, and my hair is all kinds of fuzz, and yeah, like, this is why I'm hiding. Like, we have sandfly bites, and my legs are covered in calamine lotion right now, and how do you all look amazing? Because we're in the bush. And just even the kids always look so well dressed, and like, where are you washing their clothes? We have a washing machine, but water is sacred. So I don't know if a lot of people do a lot more caravan stays than what we're doing, but yeah, we're definitely not glamorous at
No,
all.
it's good. And I realized as well, like, you're posting everything. You're not just posting like the best photo out of the day. You're posting everything, that you've taken, and it shows, it gives a story of where you've actually been and what you've done, which is awesome.
Yeah, so that was another thing as well. When we first started, that's what I had planned to do. So because that's what everyone seems to do. So they do like one post, but Instagram only lets you put 10 photos up. So how can I show a place if I can only put 10 photos up? So when we first pulled up to Wooramel, I decided just one post for each place, and then Wooramel was our first stop. And then after I left Wooramel, it was just take the photo and straight on. And I think a lot of people sort of like filter and change the photos a bit too, whereas I don't know how to do any of that. Sometimes I'll like click the filter onto that Clarendon one on Instagram, but that's about as far as my skill sets go. So
I definitely don't think it's needed. You're not trying to, get the most followers. You're trying to give a story and give value to people who are doing it as well.
And just, hopefully one day, my kids will look back, and even though they, think I'm horrible when I ask them to pick up the chip packet, they will see that we actually did have fun memories.
And I like the name that you've chosen as well, the Wander Out Yonder. It's so fitting to, WA's motto at the moment, pretty much, is Wander Out Yonder. So it fits great
that's
with
what
you
I
guys.
thought. Yeah, when we left, I didn't think, I was worried we were going to drive to Wooramel, and then because things were still a bit iffy then, and I thought, oh wow, we're going to hit Wooramel and we're going to have no fixed address and we're going to be stuck here. So really grateful that we can just wander anywhere at the moment. We are so lucky in WA.
We are, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're planning on going away next weekend, but the weather just seems a bit dreadful next weekend. We need to get away. It's been so long.
We need to go north. Because down south is not good yet.
So you're going to do the lap eventually then, you hope to?
We hope to next year,
Yeah.
At the moment, it's just when Willem's got RDO weekends or if he's taking extended leave or whatever.
Yeah, it's been more expensive than I thought. We're still spending bucket loads of money somehow, but it is what it is. We are lucky that Jay still gets his full pay, so I guess we're lucky we don't have to be as tight on a budget as I think what a lot of people would.
So is he on long service leave?
Yeah, so he just saved up all his holiday leave. So he works for a company called Alcoa. I don't know if you probably heard from them. So he works 4 days on, 4 days off, and they get 5 weeks annual leave a year. So he's just been saving up his annual leave and then taken, long service leave so that he gets the full 8 months off.
Awesome.
And then, he'll go back to work, and I don't know what I'll do.
So is the plan for when you come back that's it? You just go back to normal life for the rest of your life, or do you want to go keep on?
Yeah, so even though we are unschooling, we definitely do value that Billy is starting high school, and it is important. High school is only 4 years though, so in that respect that we are missing out on doing all of the rest of Australia. With Jay's job, we are really lucky because he does get the 5 weeks annual leave each year. So he'll probably just save up again, and then maybe next time we'll do Queensland. And so I think, the outlook of it's just changed for us.
Yeah.
And we'll probably just have to do state by state now instead of doing it all in one big lap, which is okay. Like I said, I am really happy we're just staying in WA and enjoying it now.
Enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think take it slow, and you never know what the future holds if we get through this whole COVID thing, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, we don't even know when we're going to be able to go interstate again. So, yeah, not really making any plans. Yeah, we hear the rentals are really hard to get. Obviously, our house is rented out now, so we hear rentals are hard to get in the Peel region at the moment. So we don't really know what we'll do when we come home next year. But we always have this, and everyone always said, "Aren't you worried about it?" But I said, "Well, we'll be used to living in this van, so
Yeah, that's it.
We'll find somewhere."
Yeah,
it'll be fine. Yeah, then we'll just go back to what you guys do, short trips and school holidays away and that sort of thing. And when he's accrued more leave again, then we'll head off again.
Yeah,
good. Lastly, is there anything else you wanted to share when you thought about coming on the podcast, or anything you want to tell the listeners?
Oh, not really. Just want to say, just do it. Like, honestly, when my husband said it, I was so apprehensive. I just was terrified of the idea of pulling them out of school, of renting our house out. That is quite scary. Of, going from having money. Yeah, but it just works out. And it works out a lot better than you think it's going to, without sounding it's all la-di-da, because obviously I am covered in sandfly bites, but yeah, just do it and just take each day as it comes. Don't be hard on yourself. There will be hard days, and just have fun. And that's pretty much it, really. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome advice. So, no, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time out of your beautiful family getaway and speaking to us and giving us some insight into your world at the moment.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, well,
all right, see you. We'll see you on the road.
Yes, bye.
Bye.